Welcome back to SwitchCorner. My name is Alex and today it's time for our weekly 10 deals under $10 or of course your local currency. That's because here I cover eShops in the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. Now last week we did have a special giveaway running one Game & Watch Mario 35th anniversary handout and then two $10 eShop gift cards. I'll be announcing those winners though as we go through the video today, but with that luck, hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family and let's get started. So not the most amazing of weeks honestly, given we just wrapped up the big November and December sales, but still some solid selections and even some returning classics that I do want to break down. So first up, Shakedown Hawaii. It's a fantastic top-down open world adventure that's think like old school Grand Theft Auto and you'll get the idea. Build an empire though while taking out the competition around you, embracing that kind of like 16-bit retro style and being about as colourful as they come. I had a great time in this throwback and the arcade gameplay, it's like, simple but addictive as you complete missions while playing with a decent selection of like vehicles and different weapons. 50% off, it's a great price for a game that's well loved, and the story, it's also a fun ride as you attempt to rebuild your empire. Twin Breaker, a Sacred Symbols adventure, is a game from what seems to be a PlayStation-focused podcast that honestly I'd never heard of, but this game an absolute blast. It's a futuristic spin on the Brick Breaker format with 40 levels, a new game plus, 7 game modes, power-ups, boss fights. It even has a story. Here the idea is this, it's the early 2300s and you are on the hunt for a missing NASA spaceship. 30% off, I enjoyed this one a lot more than I expected, and the name Twin Breaker, it's because you control actually more than one ship at a time. It makes for some real punishing moments. FMV fans, The Complex is from Wales Interactive. It's another one I reviewed here on the channel. It's a sci-fi spin on the usual FMV formula, meaning basically choose a response to push the story forward. 8 different endings though, and a ton of movie clips to obviously uncover. This can keep you coming back for some time. I will say though, just for those who are curious, a single playthrough you're looking at maybe 90 minutes. The story is fun though. A major bio attack occurs in London and you are locked in a laboratory figuring out basically what happened, and the production quality with this one is strong for the most part. 25% off, a new all-time low. A personal favourite of mine now, Donut County. Not an uncommon discount honestly, but you know what? Great game, so it's going to get another shout out. I actually played it myself over this last few days. Penning itself as a story-based physics puzzle game, you basically play as a whole. You swallow things up and you grow in size. What elevates this one though, it's the small snippets of the out there story where raccoons, they've taken over Donut County with these remote controlled holes. Not a long game at all, but a great ride, and 70% off, you really cannot complain. So our first winner then from last week's giveaway, this is for one of the two $10 eShop gift cards and it's going to Michael. I'm not mentioning surnames, but I have emailed you to confirm the win. Congrats though Michael, and we still have that second $10 eShop gift card and Game & Watch giveaway coming up later in the video. Door Kickers Action Squad, it's a continuation of the Door Kicker series. While the series was famous for a take on real-time strategy, think more like position placement from a top-down perspective, this one it throws that idea out the window and turns it into a 2D side-scrolling shooter that at points is quite honestly brutally challenging. Embracing a retro style though, I reviewed it on the channel and I had a great time clearing out locations, rescuing hostages and just generally being an all-around badass because of a whole lot of customization. It even then has local and online co-op and it's a steal with 65% off. Our only region exclusive this week, OlliOlli Switch Stance. It's currently discounted in the US and Canada, and first off, if you get frustrated easily, please do not buy this game. It will test even those with the most hardened of patience. At the same time though, completely addictive stuff that I just couldn't put down. I kept telling myself, okay, one more go and then I give up, and yeah, you can repeat that about 1,000 times. This Switch Stance build though, it includes both the first and second game, and it's essentially a side-scrolling skateboard entry that offers multiple modes as well as single player and multiplayer. You'll need to practice this one a whole lot, but I really did enjoy it, and at 80% off, it's a great price for a game that has a ton of awards and nominations under its belt. Back to the Brick Breaker format now, Sky Racket. It was an indie direct stealth drop from like 2020 that nearly immediately disappeared into obscurity, but it's an extremely unique experience that hits a new all-time low with 87% off. This is gold points territory, so do check that account balance. But it's basically blending together shmup gameplay with the sensibilities of the Brick Breaker genre. Play as Racket Boy or Girl to save the galaxy. Really great soundtrack on this one as well, kind of wraps things up, and some seriously unique moments. Just, I will say, don't expect it to be easy. It's actually a pain in the ass, and at points there's even like borderline bullet hell moments. My pickup of the week then, can't necessarily recommend it, but maybe you'll want to join me for the ride. This is Lair of the Clockwork God. It's a game I've been meaning to pick up now for some time, but like so many, it just kind of went overlooked, or I get busy, you know how it is. Here though, 55% off, it seemed more than fair for a game holding a Metacritic score that's floating around that 80 to 90% mark. From what I can tell, it's basically elements of point and click adventure that then lead into platformer moments. Sounds seriously unique on paper to me, as you take on the role of these two different heroes with two very different skill sets out to stop an apocalypse. I love the retro look as well, it kind of brings it all together, and I'm really excited to jump into this one. The second $10 eShop gift card then, it's going to Harold. I've dropped you an email, so do check your account to see if this one's winging its way to you. Finally then, we have the third winner coming up shortly after a couple of more games. Danmaku Unlimited Free is a masterpiece of the shmup genre, and while it's not the lowest ever price, it's been a long time since we've seen that price, and you just can't knock this. 60% off for one of the best shmups on the console, so I wanted to give it another mention as it has been a little while. A vertical shooter, this one's actually a good starting point for those maybe new to the bullet hell style of gameplay. That's because it has a few modes, and most importantly, difficulty options. Then it even has a vertical mode, meaning you can rotate that screen and make full use of it. It's especially a great time if you own a flip grip for handheld play. Cyberpunk fans, Observer, a game I'm talking about a whole lot recently, but this is a fantastic port on the Switch. Yes, I will say it has a noticeable visual downgrade, but you can't question the quality of the story or the cast that is involved. The reason I'm bringing it up again today though, we rarely did see it on sale, and now this is the second time in 2 months. Telling the story of a detective who's on the hunt for his missing son, it blends together first-person exploration, puzzles and horror to a great level, and this one will honestly send shivers down your spine, especially in these moments where you explore the memories of the individuals you meet. 70% off though, it brings it back into that sub $10 range. Our penultimate game of the video then, this is Telling Lies. It's one I like to plug because I just don't think it got near the attention it deserved, taking the FMV genre and making an experience like I've never seen before. This is as much about investigation as it is watching simple clips. The idea, you are on the hunt to solve a mystery, an event that connects a group of 4 different people, so you'll be watching recorded footage by searching for keywords. The catch is though, you're only seeing half the conversation, so you need to kind of figure it out and uncover the mystery. Challenging but incredibly unique, there's no other game out there quite like it, and it comes with a hell of a strong cast. 50% off, a big fan myself, and you can check out my full review here on the channel. The Game & Watch winner now then, and it's going to Tim. I've emailed you to confirm the prize. Do want to say with this one, if I don't hear back on this one in the next week, I will redraw it in next week's video. Congrats though to all of the winners today, and everyone else that just took part and joined in, got involved. Thanks so much for all of the support. It really is appreciated. So our final game of the week, Rogue Trooper Redux. It's a monster 90% off. It's not perfect, honestly, but it's still a fun ride, and at this price, let's face it, most of us are gonna be extra forgiving. Here though, we have a third-person run-and-gun experience where you take on the role of the last genetic infantryman, and you're basically out for revenge after you was betrayed. It's a simplistic but fast-paced formula, and while it for sure shows its age now, it's a remaster of a game from like 2006, it appeared on the PS2 and Xbox, it still looks pretty decent. It's also just, honestly, I have a blast with it. There's 30 missions, online co-op, you're easily gonna get your money's worth. And that's it, another week down on our first video of 2021, and I have a big year planned for you all, especially as releases over this next few weeks, they do start to pick up again. With that, a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. Helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch, as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.